Welcome back, everybody that's returning, and those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I'm going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope that everybody is having a good day, all right? Happy Fun Day Sunday, or if you're, whenever you get to watching this, happy morning, afternoon, evening, or night, all right, you guys? Again, please know that my readings are timeless, which means whenever you get to this reading, there will be a message in here for you, okay? You need to be able to use your best discernment when I'm doing the reading so that you know what resonates with you and what resonates for somebody else, okay? That's like super important. Let me grab something to wipe the counter down really quick. So God bless everybody. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Again, if you're new to this platform, make sure you like the video, that you subscribe, and that you tap in and stay tapped in. You guys can learn a lot from these readings. Again, I suggest that on both platforms you watch each of the readings, because each reading is going to hold a personal Easter egg of knowledge for you to decode about your own spiritual journey and about your own life, okay? And not only that, these readings help you progress spiritually, and they also help you progress emotionally. So that's why watching all of the readings is going to benefit you guys. It will basically propel you into your spiritual journey and will help you expand your gifts and abilities, okay? So that's why using your discernment is so massively important when watching any tarot reading. Again, my full legal disclaimer is in the description box. And I apologize that so if any of you have any personal questions, you can welcome in Melanie or Melly, I'm sorry. If you have any personal questions, you can send a $20 super chat. And once that's gone through, once I see it's gone through, go ahead and ask your question, and I'll just do them as they come in. And I'll either use this deck of cards or another deck of cards to answer your all's question. I think yesterday I was just channeling. That's how I started being a psychic, was just with channeling, and then I started using cards. So, all right, so we're going to just jump right into the prayer. We're calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, and our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, the archangels, our ancestors, and our spirit guides. We're asking that they put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe from all negativity. And we also ask that they block out anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest knowledge, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. So now as I call upon your personal favor, Most High, please continue to bless and prosper this platform. Please continue to bless and prosper me and my collective, and please continue to help us as we go through our spiritual awakenings and as we come into the light. Thank you. All glory, honor, praise, and worship goes to you, Most High, and thank you times infinity. I'm so grateful for my collective and for the blessings that you've given me in life. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles and helping the poor and all the other good things that you do for mankind that we are not even aware of. Because there's always something to be grateful for. So my motto is grateful, not hateful, right? Okay, just making sure that the cards are all in the upright. I do not like to start tarot readings with my cards being in the reverse, any of them. So I make sure they're all in the upright. And then if something ends up coming, welcome in, Tay Mason. If something ends up coming in the reverse, it'll fly out in a weird way and it'll be reversed, right? Okay, so today is a very interesting number day for those of you that are watching it on the day. Again, my readings are timeless, so whenever you get to this message, there will be something in it for you. But we've got 1221. Now, that's a lot of ones and twos. The number 1 is about intuition. It's about beginnings, like new beginnings. The number 1 is also about a fresh start. So you can look at the number 1 as being a very inspirational number, okay, because it's the start of something. You look at the number 2 as being a very feminine number. The number 2 is the number that adds procreation. 1 + 1 = 2. That's 1 male, 1 female, okay? procreation. You can also look at the number 2 not only as being feminine, but as a master step builder, because 2 comes after 1. So I always look at it as like taking steps. So we have a new beginning and we're taking steps towards that new beginning. And then we have 21, which is another 2, which is more taking more steps and another new beginning. So this day, it's going to be important to just pay attention to your guys' energy, see where your energy's at. I always suggest that you guys develop, well, I will always tell you to get the Truth of God book, okay, by Michael STEADMAN. Use that book and all the intuitive techniques. That's how I developed the ability to get yes and no answers from my higher self, from God, like immediately without having to pray and all that to get an answer. So that's what I would do. And then go through each chakra. If you guys start to feel weird, go, okay, I want you guys to stop what you're doing whenever you start to feel weird. If it's a headache, if it's a stomach ache, if it's a backache, whatever it is, or if it's just a bad thought, stop and go, okay, ask yourself, what was I just thinking about? What was I just doing? Who was I just around? Those are the questions we need to be asking ourselves so that we can actually discern what's going on in our energy, okay? A lot of the times we'll be thinking that we're being psychically attacked by somebody else, but it's actually, you know, sometimes it's not a psychic attack. Sometimes it's just we had a bad thought that lowered our self-esteem, and so our solar plexus is being affected. So the second thing that I'm going to say is, with using the intuitive technique, the joy versus anger technique in the book, and with developing that yes and no answering system, you can also use a pendulum or muscle testing. So it's 2 other ways, okay? But you want to go through each chakra. When you get up in the morning, go through each chakra. How is my root chakra doing today? I use a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, like lowest compatible, 10 being the best compatibility. And I go off of that scale. Okay, what is my sacral at today? I'll get a number, and then I'll basically just boost up my chakras and make sure that I've cleared myself of any empathic energy. Okay, because I am like a master empath. The empathic ability for most of you guys is going to feel like a curse until you realize how to use it. Once you realize how to use your ability, it will feel like a blessing, okay? Because, you know, I will always tell you guys that being an empath is no joke. It's not an easy thing for people to go through. The people that are the most empathic are usually people that were abused as children, or they lived in households where there was a lot of tension, and they were forced basically by the situations that they were put in to have to read the energy in the room, right? But again, I will also tell you that spiritual abilities are genetic, okay? So if you are an empath, that means at least 1 or more of your parents was an empath as well. So knowing that, we have developed the empathic clearing technique, okay? Where you say, so this is how we set it up. We set it up with your higher self, because clearing empathic energy for your higher self is like a no-brainer. It's just completely easy. So when we say the word I in this next sentence, we're not speaking from our ego. We're speaking from that higher aspect of ourself, which allows our ego to get out of the way so that spirit can come through and do what spirit's going to do. So we program, and because we know that the empathic ability is genetic, we're also adding in, okay, higher self, while we have you here and we're connected, we're also adding in that basically anytime we say this next sentence, we're not just clearing us, we're clearing everybody in our bloodline, okay? Especially for those of you that have children. If you're an empath, your children are also empathic, all right? So this is going to calm down the energy in the house. Okay, so the technique, you might want to write this down because I don't have the ability to type in the chat. The technique is this. I clear any negative energy that I picked up from anyone else. And every time I clear myself, I clear my bloodline. Okay, so we say that once. And now that we've set that up with your higher self, I clear any negative energy that I've picked up from anyone else. And you can feel as your higher self comes through and does that, it only takes about 3 seconds for that energy to be cleared. So there's no excuses for you guys to be walking around carrying everybody else's energy on your back when Do I snore when I sleep? I don't fucking know, dude. I'm asleep. What does that have to do with anything? Anyways, okay, so now we'll do the legal disclaimer because I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure it's in the description box, but by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. God is watching everybody to see who is going to basically listen to these techniques and take the advice and do the right thing. Okay. So I can't make decisions for anybody. I can't think thoughts for anybody. All I can do is give you the information that I'm getting from Spirit. What you do with that information is up to you guys, okay? But I will always tell you that, you know, make sure if I talk about something in the realm of legal advice, talk to a lawyer. If I talk about something in the realm of health, talk to your doctor. Don't take the advice of any psychic over what a physician or a trained professional would tell you to do, because they know more about those subjects than what I do, okay? My knowledge is coming from Spirit and Source, and not spirits, but like the Holy Spirit and Source, okay? And so God, whatever you want to call it, okay? I'm comfortable with whatever, like I will meet you guys where you're at, okay? I do not believe that God is a male or a female. However, I will say he, because I'm going to meet you guys where you're at with your beliefs, all right? Okay, so basically what the channeled message that I got for today was peace on earth starts with you, all right? We need to be actively calling peace into our lives. Welcome in, Jesus Christ, Son of Man. We need to actively, I'm just cutting the deck, be calling peace into our lives, okay? Why I'm saying that is because when we are focusing on finances and we don't have peace when it comes to money, it's going to be a lot harder to manifest, you know, finances when we don't have peace. Same thing with love. When we want to draw in a new lover, pretty hard to manifest a new lover when we don't have peace. So peace is a very important key component, okay, to attaining the things that we desire in our lives. And without peace there, it's just going to be chaotic, okay? All right, so we're going to see what comes out. And again, I'm just reading the collective energy and channeling whatever comes to me through Spirit. So Page of Pentacles. Interesting. So the page energies are usually younger people. So we're going to get some clarity on this. Now, Page of Pentacles could be a female or a male. Now, we have both feminine and masculine energies. So we take out the gender in tarot because we have feminine and masculine energies both. Okay. So we are talking about somebody here that is very optimistic. You know, I'm kind of getting a competitive energy from this Page of Pentacles. Maybe you guys are like in the middle of mastering something and you're dealing with somebody that is younger than you, or this person could be an apprentice or something like that. This person they want to step up to somebody else's level. This could also be somebody that y'all work with or you work around, or it could be a family member. This person wants to step up to your guys' level, but they haven't gone through enough of life's lessons to be able to be in the position that you guys are in. Like a lot of the people that come to me, because I know what my purpose is to awaken other people to their purpose, how you guys are going to use your gifts and abilities to help yourself and help heal the world. Basically, that's the returning of Christ consciousness, okay? I do not believe that Christ is going to come down on a cloud or whatever nonsense. If that happened, it would be an extraterrestrial. So I believe Christ consciousness is going to come back through each and every one of us, tapping into that higher vibrational consciousness energy and leaving behind not so much the ego, but leaving behind like lack mentality and the versions of us that are outdated and not accurate any longer. So you guys could be coming into some type of popularity, fame, or success, or you could be about to in the year of 2026, okay? There is somebody that is watching you, this younger person. Maybe they want to do what you do. Maybe you do something like what I do. Maybe you're interested in the Bible. Maybe you're interested. I look at the Bible like literature, okay? Why do I say that? I don't think it's the word of God, because God does not communicate in words. Secondly, the Bible was written by men. Okay. There was never a woman's input. And I'm not being sexist. I'm just straight up telling you guys that the Bible was written by people that denied Jesus to his face. Okay. We know that for a fact. I'm not discrediting it. In fact, I love the book of Psalms, and I'm writing a book about the book of Psalms. So it can be used for good. But again, remember that before the 10 Commandments and before basically God laws, welcome in, fashionista. Oh, I missed you too. Yes, exactly. Christ consciousness is the renewal of mind. Yeah, before there was no laws that could be enforced before religion made laws. So again, that's how man formed laws, and then the church formed, and Jesus never went, like, he went to maybe a mosque one time, or not a mosque, whatever those temples are called, those Jewish temples, I forget what they're called. Synagogue maybe is what they're called. Anyways, Jesus did not go to church, okay? So Jesus had a personal one-on-one relationship with the Father in heaven, which is where I meet you guys at with God, okay? And so that's what I want for you guys, to have a personal relationship with God. And I'm not telling you not to go to church. If you feel like church works for you, go to church, okay? But I want you guys to have a spiritual synagogue, thank you, a spiritual connection with your higher self, with God, okay? And also with your ancestors, because it would be foolish not to honor the people that came before us, that gave us the ability to have life now, that went through a whole bunch of things that we don't have to go through now. Okay, so where Christians believe that everything that is not Jesus is demonic, I do not believe that. Point blank, period. I just don't. And even things that are demonic, you got to look at everything from a higher perspective. Why would God allow anything demonic to exist? Well, if we would make changes in rainbow and sunshine all of the time, we wouldn't need a negative force to come in and get us to move in a different direction. So the more that you can detach from the viewpoint of good and evil, the easier it is going to be to understand the spiritual realm. Okay. All right. So what I'm picking up on is you got somebody that is very, very competitive. They are we're living in a world where people think that they have to. Yes, I love that you guys are having a spiritual special connection with God. And it's so beautiful, you guys. I think that we're living in a world where, and this is just what my perception gives me, where people are believing that we are all competing for the same type of resources. Okay. And welcome in, Seraph Null. I hope you're having a good day. So the thing is that's not actually true. None of us are in competition for resources when it comes to one another. Okay. I don't care what the workplace looks like. Like, there is more than enough abundance on this planet for everybody to have what they need. And not only that, this planet does not suffer from a lack of abundance. It suffers from a lack of love. Okay. So where we are filling in the holes where other people, it's like I'm prepping the people who are meant to be leaders. I'm prepping you guys now so that, if I'm not here in the future, due to whatever, like death, I'll eventually die, right? But like, if I'm not here in the future, then you guys will know the way, basically, because I'm prepping you guys to be leaders. And you could be like, well, I don't feel that important. That it doesn't matter. You're already in a position to be a leading example for other people. This is why you have this younger energy looking at you, being inspired, but they feel like they need to compete with you for your resources. Six of Pentacles. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They feel like they need to compete with you for their resources. You're dealing with somebody that is younger, that has to make payments, okay? And this person does not have good self-esteem. They don't feel spiritually connected. I feel like a lot of you are meant to be doing spiritual jobs, okay? Whether it's being a shaman, whether it's being whatever those people are called that do guided meditations, hypnotherapy, there's so many different modalities, Reiki practitioners, You know, a lot of you guys have light language within you that you're getting codes that need to come out. And so write them down, write your testimony down, start creating a book. Yes, it's important for other people to understand your journey to God, because if they don't, you know, especially for people that are wanting to see an example of how you create a real relationship with God, write your testimony down. Even if you think like, oh, my story's not that interesting. No, it's definitely worth hearing. So, all right. So we're going to see what else. So we basically got the Six of Pentacles is like, I don't like the card of the Six of Pentacles because it does talk about, you know, developing financial success and beginning to maintain it. However, you know, somebody wants to put you in the position to where you have to beg from them, and that is never going to fucking happen. So this person might want to just like let up on you. I feel like somebody is trying to beat you to your destiny. Again, destiny swap is not real. Okay. Yes, you can be affected by it, but can somebody actually steal what you're here to do? No, they cannot. Even if somebody else figures out what your destiny is and tries to do your destiny for you, God will not reward that person for fulfilling your job incorrectly. Just know that, okay? Please just know that. Because, you know, witchcraft will make you want to believe that it's possible for somebody to come in and swap destiny and swap karma. A lot of you guys are dealing with projection, people having bad energy and projecting their shit onto you. And so this is when you need to, you know, check in with your chakras, ask yourself if this is your energy. If it's not your energy, cancel and rebuke it, and ask, you know, ask for it to be sent back to wherever it came from. You don't have to know exactly who's sending the energy to be able to cancel, rebuke it, and send it back, okay? And you don't have to light a candle. You don't have to, like, I would suggest that each and every one of you pray Psalm 91 daily, okay? The Psalms are almost like spells, literally. They work like spells do, but they're positive magic. They're white magic. They're protective, okay? So Psalm 91 goes like this. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all of your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he/she loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue them, he/her. Because they acknowledge my name, I will protect them. I will honor them and show them my salvation. Again, you can put because she, your gender in if you feel comfortable. Psalm 91. Yes, thank you. Thank you for sending that, Seraphnol. Okay, so we are going to see what else is going to come out. So you're dealing with somebody that has to make financial payments. I feel like this person is putting a lot of energy into advertising something that's not going to sell. Yeah, this person's about to be restricted. Because again, when you're dealing with people that want a destiny swipe, Psalms 23 and Psalms 121, and if you're trying to remove genetic curses, Psalm 51 is probably going to be the best one for that. So this person is about to be restricted. Whatever they're doing to make these, to try to fulfill your destiny, they're about to be like literally restricted from doing that. And I'm getting that somebody is trying to use their psychic ability on you to see what they're trying to pocket watch you to see how they can compete with you. This is very childish behavior. That's why the Page of Pentacles came out. You don't share the information. She keeps the relationship with her abusers. Yeah, you're dealing with a weird situation. Okay. I can tell you right now that there's something very psychotic, brainwashy about whatever you're dealing with. Do angels have eyes? Like I'm literally getting MK Ultra type stuff from that. Okay. So let's see what else comes out. This person is going to be basically forced into living by spiritual rules that they were not aware of. Because again, they came in here trying to step on y'all's toes to try to cock block you. Oh, welcome in, Ali. Ali, yes. I'm going to call you Cal213. God bless you as well. Knight of Cups. Okay, so be aware that there may be this younger person maybe wanting to come into, schmooze ya. All right. Interesting. The Knight of Cups, Tupac song. As I walk through the valley of the shadow with it. Yes, absolutely. Psalms 23 is another really good one for money. Psalms 112 is another really good one for money as well. And I will let you know when I have the book of Psalms. I'm basically writing a book about the book of Psalms, so all eyes on me, literally. I'll let you know when that is published so that you guys can get that and actually I just have like different sections that you can use for the Psalms. And then descriptions about it because, again, it's, it was written a long time ago, so some of it is like just outdated, so basically updating it. So you're dealing with somebody that is actually interested in coming in and making an offer. This offer is a lowball offer, okay? Somebody could be wanting to invite you. You guys could be this Queen of Pentacles energy. You're showing up as a nurturer, somebody that helps other people when they're in need, somebody that is very sympathetic. You could be sympathetic to like political issues. Again, I'm not a politics person, so I can't say much about that because I don't have the knowledge about politics to talk about it like that. And I don't agree with any of the shit that's going on, like, ever. Like, I just, I only voted one time and I'll probably never do it again. And it's like all witchcraft and shit. I think it's totally funny and ironic that, these ICE agents in Louisiana, I don't know if you guys know about this, but the people are fighting back and they're making voodoo dolls of these ICE agents, and the ICE agents are actually retreating. And so, like, I literally think that, people should just be aware that shit like that exists, okay? Just be aware that it exists. I was not a believer in witchcraft till I experienced it firsthand myself. And so, oh yeah, go charge your phone till I experienced it myself. See, you see that even though her parents are not great, wow, they're keeping her trapped as a doll for sale. That's creepy. So literally, what I'm getting here is that you guys are very down-to-earth people. You guys could not have a lot of friends at this time. There's a reason for that. You've been being isolated, not to harm you, okay? Yes, people have wanted to isolate you, but you're not being isolated to harm you. You're being isolated so that you could cut away all of those people, places, and things that do not serve your highest and best good. And without you going within and being isolated and going into hermit mode, you would have stayed in contact with people that are very toxic, family members sometimes friends, sometimes coworkers, and those people would have dragged, a lot of those people are already going into purgatory. They would have found a way to drag your ass in there too. This is why you were being isolated. So God just wants you to know the isolation is so that you can create inner peace within yourself and learn to rely on the Most High and stop relying on the world of mankind, because the world of mankind is going to let you down. Death. Okay, so when it comes to this younger person wanting to compete with you, whatever the situation entails with them wanting to compete with you or copy you, there is an ending here. Also, I feel like you guys have stopped accepting bum behavior from people. Like, you've upped your standards. And this is what God was basically showing you through the eyes of other people. Yeah, the immigration is all over the world. Yeah, I mean, there's laws of immigration in almost every country. So it is all over the world. But, if they created a one world order, I guess there wouldn't be immigration any longer. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Who knows? But what I'm picking up is that this whole timeline that this other person was on, they were trying to drag you through the mud. This is basically ended, this timeline. You began a whole new timeline where there's actually going to be peace, because you guys are here to do a spiritual purpose. This other person that wants to copy you, or wants to be just like you, or wants to impersonate you, or wants to pretend that they are you, whatever this is, it could be a combination of all those things. They're very superficial. Look at that codfish in that cup. Okay, this is what they have to offer. The Knight of Cups is not a good offer. This is not a good offer. The Page of Cups. This person is only wanting to do your spiritual job because they see the prosperity that comes with it. And they see that it brings in fame and notoriety and rewards and stuff like that. But this person's not actually spiritual. They don't have any gifts like you do. This is why, you know, they're not going to exit out of the greedy, materialistic, you know, way of thinking that clothing tags mean something other than a clothing tag. Yeah. This Six of Cups, this could be somebody that you had pleasant memories with from the past, okay? And this could be somebody that was raised in idolatry. Maybe they were raised in demon worship, or they were raised in, you know, whatever this Luciferian crap is. And so I will always tell you, do not be afraid of people that say that they're witches. The majority of people that are doing Wicca, maybe they have one gift, maybe they have like 2 gifts, okay? Don't be afraid of people that say that they're Satanists. Satanists do not actually worship the devil, even though I don't believe in the devil like that. You know, they don't actually worship the devil. They pretty much make fun of the devil to its face, and they worship rebellion, okay? Which I do not agree with. I think that we should all be questioning when the government and when other things, other systems that have been created to control us, when they tell us to do things and they want us to like blindly follow that shit without questioning it, that is psychotic, okay? I think everybody should be questioning, you know, is this for my highest and best good? Is this relationship for my highest and best good? A lot of you guys are dealing with people from the past that want to come back, and it's literally not the time. It is not the time to be going backwards. Taking an ex back is like taking poop you've already crapped out and shoving it back up your ass. You don't want to go backwards. And unless that person is like a real honest to true God twin flame, then you shouldn't be going backwards, okay? Is what I'm being told to tell you guys. It's like to these people that want to come back from the past, or they want to come befriend you again, it is for an insidious purpose. Some of these people are acting a whole donkey here in the spiritual realm, and you guys have been picking up on that. 5 of Cups. These people are in deep regret. I feel like you're dealing with people that have definitely lost their spiritual connection. They could have lost their gifts and abilities, and, you know, they don't see a way forward without having to come siphon something off of you. And God said that was enough of that. Your gifts and abilities being oppressed because this person wants to become you, enough of that. Yeah, you guys are getting very close to completing a project and a goal, or you have already done this. Okay, this is why you're being rewarded. You guys are being acknowledged for something. You guys could be getting awards. You could be getting level ups in your career. You could be getting new ideas that are coming in. You put these ideas to use. Literally, use your gifts and abilities to help yourself and heal, and help other people heal. You've got somebody here in major regret that they ever tried to come for you, because this person had no, like, jealousy and envy is not a reason to come for somebody. Okay. Yeah, you don't mind if people emulate me in positive ways. Exactly. Like, that's you being a leader. And it's not, you don't want them to emulate you. You just want them to be positive like you. And so the thing is that you're dealing with people that want to replace you. They feel like they have to compete with you for resources. Queen of Cups. A lot of you guys are seen as these very nurturing, soft-hearted, kind people. And like, what people don't know about you is, yes, you're kind, you're soft-hearted, you're nurturing. You're a very loving mother, very kind parent, very kind animal parent, okay? All of these things. However, when you get pushed too far, you can bring that axe out, okay? And cut people off. And this is what people, they look at you guys. This is what I feel like for my collective. They look at you guys and they see that you're nurturing, kind people. And then they just go, oh, okay, well, I can do whatever I want to that person. They're never going to stick up for themselves. They're never going to fight back. They're never going to da-da-da-da-da. And you know why you're never going to do that? Because you don't have to. When you have a spiritual team fighting for you and your ancestors are warring in the spirit for you, you don't really have to do anything other than pray or ask for assistance. This is why this person is like, well, they'll never fight me back. No, what these people need to be worried about is your ancestors whooping their ass. That's what they need to fear. These people need to fear God, and not fear God in the sense that, oh, God is going to punish me, but fear, aka God that created the law of attraction in the universe, and what you send out, you will get back. So these copycats and these impersonators, it's a big problem for the Most High and for the angelic realm and for the higher dimensions. It's a real big problem when somebody gets to pretending to be you, because that discredits you, basically. If people are listening to this person's bullshit over you because they have our money to push their bullshit up, you know what I'm saying? Then that basically decredits the actual real message that is being channeled through you. Whether that's you channel it through art, whether you channel it through acting, singing, dancing, whatever this is that's creative that you do. Okay, making jewelry, whatever it is. Whatever dream you have, go for it. The year of 2026 is a very good time to start a new business. You're dealing with people that are waiting for you to create something so they can swoop in and steal it and mass produce it. That's the type of person you're dealing with. Somebody that is fucking lazy, okay? And they're inauthentic. They do not have any type of ability to be creative themselves because they're lame. They don't have good ideas. You're completely protected. You see that hand coming out there with the crown? That is like the hand of God protecting you. You're being shielded from these people. The spiritual realm looks at you guys as sweethearts. And it's like, you're not going to be doing this to my sweetheart. And you're not going to be, when I have them, the divine is like, I put this person in the position to be of assistance to other people. How dare this younger person that's never been through anything come in and try to take that position away? And not only that, falsify it. Like, that's why this person is being restricted. Yeah, God rebukes them, seen and unseen. Exactly. This is why this person is being literally restricted. They're going into spiritual jail, purgatory, whatever you want to call it. And they could also be in trouble for selling substances on the side, which shows, that they're not as spiritual as they say they are if they're selling substances that are not healthy. I'm not talking about no marijuana, okay? I'm talking about like powders and stuff like that. This person dabbles in too much darkness to be you. Yeah, because you're showing up as a star to cover up her boobies. You're being shown as a star, which means you have some type of hidden ability, or maybe it's not hidden, you know about it, but you have some type of serious talent that you can bring to the world that's going to assist people in tapping into their own creativity, Oh, thank you. Thank you, you guys. You're awesome. So, you're going to get a lot of serenity and satisfaction and peace from bringing this project, bringing this testimony, bringing these goals to life, basically. And you're basically being told with the star here that your dreams for the future will come true. Like, it will happen. You don't need to doubt that what you came here to do will not be successful, even though you do have somebody on another timeline trying to basically jump to your timeline. This person is now living in regret because they invested wholeheartedly only into the physical side of life. And so that's what they're getting, is they're getting basically, pummeled by the material world. This person has tried to obtain wealth, but they have a lack mindset. They can't keep the wealth. This is why welcome back in, Allie. This is why it's so important that if you were to win the lottery, that you change your mentality so that you don't just go back to being broke. This is why people can win the lottery and then 5 years later have no money left, because they still stayed in that lack mentality. That lack mentality is what keeps you from growing. Ace of Pentacles. So this star trait that you possess will bring you an Ace of Pentacles. Now, why are the Ace cards better than the 10 cards? I'll tell you why. The Ace cards come from God, the Most High. When your pennies come from heaven, you don't have to worry about finances. You will always be taken care of in times of trouble, okay? So that Ace of Pentacles coming directly from God, and you will achieve it through following your hopes, your dreams, and your visions for the future. Cover her boo-boos up. You will achieve it through following this star ability that you already possess. And you are being protected. So is your Ace of Pentacles. See, this other person wants an Ace of Pentacles, but they don't have a connection to God. They have a connection to lower vibrational energies like deities and stuff. And not all deities are lower vibrational energies, but some of them are. Okay? Especially the ones that demanded human sacrifice in the past, like you know, Baal, Moloch, that type of thing. Yes, there are people that still sacrifice to Baal and Moloch. And again, you're dealing with this world is becoming a more spiritual place. And the more spiritual it becomes, the more frauds are going to be coming forward and trying to come off like they're spiritual, but they're actually more predators than anything else. This person was very foolish because, you know, they saw you going happily on your journey, right? They saw you be going on your journey, being happy, and this person's very foolish because they thought that they could just copy and impersonate you and that they would get the same rewards as you. God is not going to give any reward to this person because they should be doing something completely different than what they're doing now. I'm getting that this person's supposed to be doing like costume design and working on movie sets or something different. For some of you guys, it'll be a different purpose that this person has that's trying to be you. But instead of doing their own divine life purpose, they decided that they were going to jump on your ship and try to, you know, ride that into shore. And that is not what we're not accepting. No pirate bullshit right now. This is not the time to be pulled off of your spiritual journey. And that's what this person's trying to do. They're trying to rock the boat so that you have to basically walk the plank or just jump overboard so they can take over your ship. That is not going to happen. God will not allow it to happen. And this person was very foolish because they don't believe in God. They believe in their deities. Maybe it's Orishas. Maybe it's, you know, whatever else. But I can guarantee whatever this is that they're believing in, the people of the old day, like around Solomon's time, they worshiped this entity as if it was God. And the Baal Moloch thing is not God. However, the people of the past worship the shit like it was God. Okay, that's what they believe, that their statues and shit were God, like literally verbatim. It's a really weird way to think, but that's just the way the past is, and that idolatry has continued on today. You guys are getting your wishes fulfilled. You're getting a deep desire granted, and it could be for you to just basically be successful in what you want to do. A lot of you guys are authors and you don't even know. A lot of you guys have a talent that you're not aware of. And a lot of you guys are beginning to open your psychic abilities and your intuitive abilities, and you're beginning to use your intuition, which is why you were in hermit mode, because you were taught to go within and find that inner light and follow that. When you go within, okay, anything that exists on the outside of you is existing on the inside of you. Any problem, any issue, when you go within and you tap into that God energy, that love, that joy, that peace, you transmute whatever problems are going on. When you can go within and find the answers to your own questions, what do you need to rely on man for? This is why the church did not want people to go within. Even though Jesus said the kingdom of God is within, they still directed everybody to go to church because they wanted to be the dominating power. They basically crucified, well, verbatim crucified, and in other ways slaughtered anybody that went within and had a personal connection with God. That is what the church is known for, turning people into saints, right? Slaughtering them and then being like, oops, my bad. Now we'll make you a saint. Anyways, Saint Nicholas, the story of Saint Nicholas. Y'all should listen to that. So what I'm hearing is that you going into hermit mode saved your life because you disconnected from people, places, and things that do not serve you. And that allowed you to go within and establish your own connection with the Most High, which establishing your own connection cut you off from needing to ask anybody else for advice or ask anybody else to assist you. Does that make sense? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Linda. You're so nice. So, listen. You don't need to worry about this problem because you've already gone within, from what I can see, and you've healed the issue. The thing is that this person, they followed you from another lifetime. They tried this shit in another lifetime and it was rejected in that other lifetime. So I don't know why they thought it was going to work this time. Emperor, you're showing up Emperor. Whenever I see the Emperor card, even though this shows an old man, I know you guys are not old men. The Emperor is somebody who has mastered their emotions. They've mastered their ability to connect with the Father in heaven, Mother in heaven, whatever you want to call God, okay? Again, I don't think that God's a female or a male. I think it's something beyond that. But you have mastered this inner connection. You've also mastered your emotions. Somebody was trying to pin you against yourself. They wanted you to self-sabotage, and they didn't want you to gain control of your own situation. And you have literally mastered your own situation by going within and by isolating yourself. And so those people from the past that are hitting you up randomly because you booted them out of your energy, you have to know. I've had experiences where I've cut cords with somebody, kicked them out of my energy, and within 15 minutes to 24 hours, that person, and this has happened multiple times, ends up contacting me trying to reattach that cord, whether they know that they're a vampire or not, or a narcissist or not, and they're trying to reattach that cord. It's irrelevant because they can sense that they're no longer connected to my energy in that way, and they can't draw from me. This is what you guys are going through. It's like basically you've kicked somebody out of your energy and they are throwing a fit. They're throwing an adult tantrum about it. They also were trying to send some type of energy towards you to get you to act out of character so that you could be like in trouble or arrested or something like that, or to get into domestic violence. All of this stuff is being canceled and rebuked and has been sent back to the sender. Okay. And so this person is feeling the heat now. They're feeling the heat of hellfire on them now. And I do feel like, this person wants to come back and smile in your face just so that they can get close enough to copy you and betray you. That's like literally all that they're on. And they would not come up in the energy unless they were trying to actively do this. You know what I mean? So you don't have anything to fear. You have God on your side, okay? You guys are standing in your personal power, and I want you to continue to call your energy and your power back to you. When you start to feel that tugging feeling, like somebody is tugging on your energy, stop everything you're doing. Ask yourself, what was I just thinking? What am I believing? Okay? And then go, I call my energy and my power back to me from all known and unknown, seen and unseen sources that are drawing from me. And every time that you do that, you are going to be getting more of your power, more of your energy back, and you're going to feel better. Okay? Magician, because you have the power within yourself to alchemize any energy that is sent to you. This is why, like, this person that's lost their gifts and abilities, I don't know if they actually had real gifts. I think that they were kind of, borrowed gifts. I think that this person borrows people's abilities. That's what their talent is. But you have the ability for when people send you energy, you can take that energy and you can alchemize it and turn it into money. You can alchemize it and turn it into health. That's the gift that you guys possess, being the magician. Even though you guys probably don't practice magic, that's okay. And I will be the first one to tell you, it's okay to practice magic as long as you're doing it on yourself and you're involving God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus. Like, you're going to get a really good outcome when you do that. But if you're trying to fuck with somebody else's free will or do magic on somebody else, that is like literally not okay. And that is always going to backfire because that's breaking spiritual law. And people don't believe that spiritual law is a real thing, but look at the law of attraction. What you said, we think we can control what we send out. This is why our higher self is such a key point into doing spell work, that we should be involving obviously our soul and only doing things to better ourselves, right? Not trying to mess with somebody else's life. But people look at magic and they see that, yes, voodoo is powerful. Yeah, it is powerful. But when it comes to God, I've seen God undo a sorcerer's like a sorcerer that did at least 40 years of work on people consistently. I saw God undo all of the work that was done on everybody in less than a blink of an eye. So we can't put limits on what the Most High, what our higher self can do. Literally, we should not put limits, is what I should say. Because literally, like I said, I've seen somebody's whole world be turned upside down in less than the blink of an eye. When you get God's attention, it's like God's always watching everything. So through its own creation, through the trees, through the wind, through the sky, through the sun, so people are not getting away with this shit. This hangman energy, this Piscean energy that people keep, you may want to look and see where Pisces is at in your birth chart, okay? Why do I say the birth chart is important? Because it will map the life that you have here. But, Aleister Crowley, he created through Thelema I think it's called the Bornless or the Headless ritual. You can search either one of those. I actually did that ritual, and why it helped me so much is it basically destroys the birth chart in a sense that if somebody else is trying to look up your birth chart to see where they can target you, and this is what witches and warlocks do, this is why they study astrology, so they'll try to target you through the stars and stuff like that. It basically nullifies that. It erases everything and gives you a clean start. And so I'm getting that energy that this person is trying to play on whatever house Pisces is at in your birth chart, trying to sacrifice you. Okay, so that because this person goes around stealing people's gifts and abilities, and they can only do this temporarily because the energy doesn't originate with them. That's why calling your energy and your power back is so important. And then I am the accuser of mankind. I really will accuse people and then report it to God. And by doing that, it's just like saying, okay, we're calling judgment on this. Not that we cast judgment, because that's not our job, but we're asking that God do something about it. And so when we give it to the higher power, the worst thing, people are like, oh, well, they just gave me to God. Nothing bad is going to happen. Oh my gosh, sweetie, me not taking vengeance out on what's been done to me, that is what's protected me. Me giving people to God is what's fucked those people's lives up. Okay. And no, I don't believe that God is a vengeful, wrathful God, but God is not going to get in the way of this person receiving negative karma for their negative beliefs, negative actions, and negative things that they've done to others. 5151 when I said that. So yeah, you guys are being seen as the magician. You have transmutated this, you've alchemized basically this sacrificial energy, and you're not down with whatever this demonic agenda is that this person is on. And so you're not in alignment with this person's desires. Does that make sense? Like your bigger picture does not include. So now I'm going to explain karma. Okay, so we all have the gift of free will. This is what God has given us so that we can choose what thoughts we want to think, what things we want to do, what words we want to say. Okay, like that's basically the free gift of free will. We have, before we come into this lifetime, we make soul contracts with our family members, with our loved ones, with our friends to go through experiences. Okay, in one lifetime, you could be like, I want to experience what it feels like to die in battle. Will you kill me? That person goes, yeah. Well, if I do that for you, will you do that for me? And then a soul contract is made. So those are the contracts that happen before life occurs. Then confirmation. Then when we get in the experience of life, there are situations that occur because people have free will and they're going to do what they want to do. All right. Now that is where negative unjustified karma comes from, because if there's a soul contract, then the karma is justified. All right. Because it was premeditated before this lifetime. When people abuse free will and they do things against their own soul and against other people's spirits and their destinies and stuff like that, that's negative unjustified karma. That's karma that you did not expect to have to go through, and you did not premeditate or pre-plan to have as a lesson while you're on this planet in Earth school. And so the negative unjustified karma, that's karma that we don't claim. We cancel and rebuke that. Anything that was not, created for us to learn from and evolve from, we cancel and rebuke it. And we don't have to accept that energy. That's what's got this person really twisted up is that they, they're supposed to be doing something completely different than what they're doing. And they're in this position where they're creating a lot of negative, unjustified karma, and you've been being affected by it. This is that energy that you can alchemize into positivity, because this person is blocked. They can, like, literally blocked. This person is in a creative and intellectual rut. They don't have good ideas. Obviously, this whole thing that this person has done was a stupid ass idea from the beginning. But you're dealing with somebody that's immature. They are younger. Okay. They don't understand. This is why Jesus is like, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. This person literally doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They want to be a master, but they can't even master their own emotions. This person can't even master their own envy and jealousy. How the hell are they going to control you when they can't even control their own thoughts? Think about that one. A Hierophant. I do feel like this person could have been a Mason, or they could be associated with the Freemasons. They're trying to use this Hierophant group to basically confirmation, to basically do things against you. And this Hierophant group was down with it at the beginning, because I think that this Page of Pentacles person is an initiate to the Freemasons. However, moving forward, this Hierophant group is not going to back this younger person's bullshit, especially not against a chosen one. A Tower, because they're all in the Tower. All these people, you see how those people are being struck down? They abuse their power, They abuse their power, like, point blank period. So now they're in the Tower. I'm going to write that down because that's hilarious. Abuse their power. Now they're in the Tower. Which is hilarious to me, because all of this shit could have been avoided for this person and these people. It could have completely been avoided. This was basically unnecessary drama, but you are going to be the catalyst to teach this person a lesson to never mess with somebody else's free will ever again. Literally. This person will learn, and so will this whole Hierophant group of people that have been sacrificing people for a long time. These people will learn that you are not the 1, the 2, the 3, or the 4 to fuck with, okay? And they'll also learn that abusing free will and trying to sacrifice people for money and whatever other nonsense bullshit is not going to fly. Not in the new age of Aquarius. In the age of Pisces, yeah, they were getting away with this crap. But we're in a new age now, The energy is completely different. It does not support this. And universal law doesn't support it either. King of Wands. Yeah. So be aware that there is somebody that, is getting the bad end of this. I feel like this King of Wands could have been the person that brought in this younger initiate. This person is very regretful and remorseful for doing so, because they're all up under judgment. And this type of judgment is like, the divine is like, okay, you were going to sacrifice my child for fucking money. Basically, the divine has not only tripled and quadrupled that energy confirmation, but it's returned it back to the sender. And so these people now are being limited in a way that they did not think was possible. Their gifts and abilities have been bound and crossed up. These people, they used to be able to do things like with their intuition and stuff, and with their psychic power, that they can't do anymore. And there is no amount of MK Ultra, Montauk Project, none of that shit that these people are attached to that's going to be able to get them these gifts and abilities back. Once they're taken, they're gone. These people won't even see these gifts in another life. Like, it's literally, it's literally over. And this Hierophant group cannot believe it. They looked at you and they thought you wasn't shit, straight up. They're like, oh, this person would be a great sacrifice. And this is why God used you to bait these people in, so that they would do. God, the thing is that you guys are so protected. God knew even before you came into this lifetime that it was a possibility that these people would do this shit. God already knew these people's hearts. So obviously you were given extra protection against any form of death magic that these people could conjure up, or any form of sacrificial magic that they could come up with. You know what I mean? Money isn't everything. Exactly. And not all money is good money. If you can't, it's really not. That's why I will never own a diamond. I don't want any rock that somebody has had to slave for or die for. That's karmic as shit. Now, Herkimer diamond, that's different. But yeah, I just feel like you're dealing with people that are very materialistic, and they welcome in Sonia. They are vampires. Okay, they can't hold, these people have to keep doing rituals on others because they come from the mindset that there is not enough. Okay, and that's a lack mindset. That's not even accurate. There is actually enough. We can all have what we need and what we want and what we ask for. Two of Wands, you're being guided to follow your vision. You know, your ships are coming in and to set sail. You're literally being guided. Some of you may be moving in 2026. Some of you may need to move. This is why using your best discernment and asking God to show you, asking the divine, asking your higher self to give you a sign. Hey, do I need to move? Is this the correct location for me to be? A lot of you guys are put in the physical places on this planet so that you can clear the grid lines and the Akashic records of where you live. You know, that's that David mantle, literally. So that you can clear the history of where you are and raise the vibration of the planet. A lot of you guys are natural portal creators. You know, you have the abilities like on Stranger Things, like Elle. A lot of you guys have those. And some of those abilities you've repressed or you've forgotten, or like this person that did an energetic check on you figured out that you have gifts and talents that they could definitely utilize. And when they tried to utilize these gifts and talents, it backfired for them in a major way. Five of Wands, because they were trying to compete with you instead of aligning themselves with your purpose and trying to, you know, follow you, like you being the leader and you basically being the leading example. These people came in with a competitive mindset and they felt like they needed to outdo you in your own lane. It's not this person's job to be you. If God wanted two of you, God would have created two of you, you know, like point blank period. These people are now experiencing a lot of bad luck. And some of you could be women dealing with men that were trying to destiny swap. You cannot destiny swap. It's not possible. And you specifically cannot do it with somebody that's of the opposite gender. I mean, that's not even going to work at all, literally. So just know that these people don't have the genetic makeup to hold the power that you possess, okay? Yeah, you definitely do have abilities, and you're learning how to use those abilities and how to bring it to the forefront so that it helps other people. And that's got somebody bugged. It's got multiple people in this Hierophant group, this Masonic cult. And not all Freemasons are bad people. Not all Freemasons sacrifice people to the devil and shit like that. Okay, the devil doesn't even want sacrifices, but that's not the point. The devil doesn't even want souls. That's not the point. People are going to do what people are going to do, but don't think that everybody is bad. It's just you're dealing with a couple bad apples out of the bunch. Two of Pentacles. You guys may receive a letter in the mail. You could receive an email, a phone call that a cycle is over, that somebody is going to jail, that whoever this person that was competing with you, I am getting like identity theft. Somebody was trying to steal your guys' identity. But more in the spirit, trying to act like they could be you and do the things that you can do. And this person is getting straight up shut down for that. Also, if this person had any type of following, they're being abandoned by everybody. Because this is like why being a copycat and a weirdo is a really bad idea. Because if you're trying to impersonate a chosen one that God is put in a position to be an actual leader to other people, and you're basically leading people to hell rather than people back to going within and back to God, then you're basically trying to block God's plan. And that's something that nobody wants to do. Okay. I mean, these people were trying to do it, but they're getting a lot of, they're going to have bad luck the rest of this life. Like, I feel like it's like negative experience after negative experience after negative experience for these people. So, you know, they understand the severity of what they've done in the backfire, but they don't understand, you know, why it backfired. Does that make sense? So you're dealing with people that are ignorant, basically. Yes, they would have to walk. And this isn't, thank you for saying that, Melly Star. These people, for them to be able to be you, they would have to go through every trial and tribulation that you suffered through and made it through. Like if you had a parent die, if you had a bully beat you up in school, if you had like all of these things that you've overcome, this person, for them to be you, they would have to overcome those same things. And this person can't even make it through their own crap. How are they going to survive yours? You know what I'm saying? And so by them trying to steal your destiny, this was just such a horrible idea. And now they're being put through not only their own karma, but they're being put through the things that you had to go through. And this person's not going to survive that. This whole let's compete with them shit was stupid. This was a bad idea. Knight of Swords. Not only that, there is somebody coming in hot and ready to cut these people off and to block them. Whatever this witchcraft that's being done in the White House, it's being blocked. And yes, I feel like the Freemasons built this country, basically. But they do practice some type of magic. I just don't know what to call it. But they're not supposed to be stealing people's destinies. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. But that's, you know, I don't know if it's white people or if it's just people in general that feel that they have the authority to take somebody else's land or fuck a whole random group of people over. That's the mentality that we still hold as a country, okay? We can just step on people whenever we get ready, and that's basically not, that's not kind, okay? That's not what we should be doing. We should be minding our own business. The moon. You're dealing with people that spend all of their time up under the moon, okay? The one reason why they're sick, these people are like spiritually sick, is because they do too much moon magic. These people stay up all night. I'll always tell you, get rest. These people are very anxious about what's going to happen because this moon magic has backfired and it's actually brought in more trouble than it did anything else. And you're being seen as the strong one. You know, you can tolerate what you've been going through, but that doesn't mean you're going to be forced to have to tolerate it forever. These people will get out of your way, you know. 12 to 6, yeah, they will get out of your way, straight up. They have to. Because these people are about to be like overwhelmed with so many problems that they won't have the time to stalk you anymore, or to watch you or copy you or whatever this is. And anybody trying to live off of your intellectual property like it's theirs, live off of your ideas, basically, they can't execute these ideas and actually bring them forth into a physical creation because the ideas did not originate with them. These people are also facing a lawsuit. So this Hierophant group could be a religion that's up under judgment, facing a lawsuit and persecution. They also thought that they were going to just do witchcraft on the courts and get themselves out of any type of legal trouble, okay? Maybe in the age of Pisces, that would have worked. This stuff is not going through now. These people will lose whatever this lawsuit is. If you have a defamation case in the future that you could bring against these people because they were defaming your character, these people will lose. There's too much evidence now that these people were doing wrong to you. There's like physical evidence and there's spiritual evidence. And all you're being seen as a kind, loving sweetheart that's mastered their emotions, and these people are being seen as the weirdos that they are. Nobody is looking at this person and thinking that they're you. That's what this person wants. That's like the type of magic that they're doing. Like they want to be revered and respected and looked at like an important person. But this person, like I said, would be leading people to hell, not to heaven, you know? 9 of Wands. They also tried to put you in a position to where you would have to be wounded and never be able to recover. And this person thought that by permanently wounding you, that was going to be the only way. And I do get that it has to do with mental health, that they were trying to project something. They thought that that would be the only way that they could overcome you and beat you at your own game, is if they gave you a disability, disabled you, or wounded you. And now it's them that's wounded. Again, you were not the one staying up all night channeling death energy. They were. So this is why they're in that position. I also get that why it's important to clear the birth chart is because somebody was looking at where Chiron's at in your birth chart, and they were trying to basically push salt into a wound that you have from childhood, and that is not okay. like targeting people and trying to trigger them is very unkind. All right. And all the stuff I'm talking about is something that you guys would never think of. Like, you're dealing with straight up desperate ass people. That's why they're thinking of these stupid ideas. Yes, they were warned. Yeah, they were warned so many times to stop. And like, this is why I don't feel no type of way about what's happening to them, because how dumb do they have to be to get, you know, messages from angels to actually, when they had their spiritual abilities, they were being told to stop. They just were too prideful. This is why pride, I think, is the most deadly sin out of every single other sin. Pride will get you killed faster than anything else. And you're over here getting your wishes desired, and it is making somebody's blood boil. Like, that is like literally what I'm getting. 3 of Wands. Yeah, you are coming up with new creative ways to bring your ideas into fruition so that you can make money off of them. And you're being encouraged to continue to move forward. Whatever this new business idea that you have, you know, go for it. Go for it. I really feel like it's a good thing. You sharing your testimony and how you got to where you're at is going to help other people feel comfortable to share theirs, you know. Literally. Yes, I am still taking donations and super chats. Absolutely. So yeah, 7 of Wands. Even if you have to defend yourself from these people, know that it's going to be okay. All right? Because you're dealing with people that are competing for your time and your resources, and you're not competing with them back. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like this reading. Yeah, you're not competing with this person back. So this is why they're basically not being acknowledged. And you're dealing with somebody they're acting like a baby, you know? They're acting like a baby. You know, why isn't it me? Why isn't it me? Because it's not meant, this person is not meant to be doing what you're supposed to be doing. They don't understand that, though. They feel like, due to the fact that they see you being successful, they feel like they can just jump in your lane and take over. And that's not what this person's supposed to be doing. Even if you feel like it's you defending yourself as being too aggressive, it's really not. It's really not. You putting your boundaries up, these people are going to try to make you feel like you putting boundaries up is a sin. You have the right to put up a boundary. If somebody keeps overstepping those boundaries and trying to walk on you, you absolutely, yes, overt sense of entitlement. You absolutely have the right to pray and to put up a boundary. These people are pissed off because your prayers are wiping them out. Your prayers are basically stopping them from doing what they want to do. And so now they're throwing a fit. And you're dealing with younger people. Okay, so we're going to pause the collective reading, and I'm going to answer Mingo's question. And I'm going to use another deck of cards. Okay, what's Erica's true current thoughts and intentions towards you? Ooh, after seeing you today. Nice. All right, I love it. So I'm going to use the Oracle deck, and we're going to see what comes out. I created this Oracle deck because there was not one created that had all of these things in it, and so I thought that it would be a good tool to have. All right, so I get a really good vibration from this person. Their energy is, their heart is pure. You're dealing with somebody that they actually love themselves, which is a very important thing. Okay, when you're dealing with people that don't love themselves, life can be very hard, but this person actually loves themselves, which means they're going to do everything in their power to basically take care of themselves. And when you have somebody that's willing to fill their own cup of happiness, then that means that they're not going to be having to rely on you to do that. So this is what just came out, root worker. And again, I apologize that it's backwards. Moon magic. So there could have been an energy that was trying to keep you all apart. What card was that just fell on the ground right there? It was the Strength card. Okay. So I don't know if this person has an ex that wants them back, but there was an energy that was in the mix trying to keep you guys apart. Interesting. I'm also getting that there may be something going on. Well, let's just say that it feels like family could play a role in the decision making for this relationship, right? But I feel like, you know, whoever Erica is, she's pretty grounded and level-headed. So I do feel like she can think rationally, and, you know, she's not going to just jump on the bandwagon with whatever somebody says to her, you know? Right, look, this, whatever was done, whatever these people were doing, it's a return to sender times 10 to keep you guys apart. And that's why I feel like there was an off and on part of it. But this is what I feel is like a reignited fire. So I don't know what zodiac sign she is, or if you're a fire sign, but it feels like passion has been reignited. Yeah. I'm wondering if this person has an ex, because it seems like somebody was telling lies on her. Maybe somebody was trying to slander her. She's, oh, Pisces and Scorpio. Okay, so it is that same situation. I was like, this feels like a real familiar energy. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there could be something going on at work. Okay, robbery, there could be something going on at work with her. Let me get some clarification on that. Somebody is definitely trying to compete with you for her, but I also feel like this is more about somebody from the past that will not stop. Okay, so let me just ask this. Does Erica speak to this person from the past? No, not anymore. Look, family came out. Aunts, uncle, mother, father, sister, brother, family member, spouse, children, step-parents, grandparents. So it may be imperative for you to kind of, well, at some point you're going to meet this person's parents. I don't know if you've met their parents yet, but, you know, I'm literally getting that, like, family will play a role in you guys getting together or not getting together. Now, it feels like you've got a lot of stability going for you, and it feels like she's got stability, but it also feels like there is somebody that's trying to destabilize the both of you. Okay, so is it a family member that's doing this? No. I feel like it's an ex. Does she have an air sign ex, a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius? That's what it feels like. Somebody from her past keeps trying to come back. Okay, let me ask another question. Okay, so this person from the past has pissed off the divine. So when I see that card, I know that you know, it's almost like a reversal is happening on whatever this energy was that was trying to block you guys from coming together. So I guess the next, you know, you guys are dating now. The next part of the relationship would be, you know, who wants to live with who, right? Because it will progress. As this energy, because I don't know if I picked up on the root worker energy yesterday, as this energy resolves itself, literally via the law of attraction and God, I'm literally getting that you guys may have an opportunity to move in with one another. And at that point, that's where a huge decision needs to be made. Because that's where the direction of this relationship is moving towards becoming more serious. Yes, she had a very bad fallout with her ex around high school. Yeah. Absolutely. And then look, this is just confirmation. The East Coast, West Coast, that you may be moving. Or confirmation. Or she may be moving in with you. I do feel... Wait, you don't work with this person, do you? No, you don't work with this person. Is this person living in a different state? Because if they are, that would be the next thing is you do work with them. Okay. Yeah, the way that the relationship is going to go, basically, she's your coworker crush. Okay, it is the one from yesterday. So the way that this is going to go, I'm so glad that you talked to her. This is so exciting. The way that this is going to go, basically, is it will eventually become serious, and there will be an opportunity for you guys to move in together in the future, which would be awesome. But you will have to deal probably with that manager. Okay. Tragedy, loss, sorrow, grief, pain, and natural disasters. So just know that that manager does not have a good intention for you specifically, but then this person's got an intention for her because she's very attractive, is what I keep getting. She's like very attractive. So, you know, for you guys to be together, you may have to get another job, which I honestly think, yeah, it will be hush hush until you get another job. I honestly think that you getting another job anyways would be better for you because you got somebody that is straight up side-eyeing you and jealous and envious of you already. And so you want to be able to, this person is straight up triggered by you. They're angry and pissed off, this manager that you have. And they're also trying to like poison the minds of the other people that you work with, but the other people are not buying into this bullshit. So what I'm getting is that you may find, you know, I would put your resume up on those sites, you know. Just put it out there because literally you may get a phone call from somebody. Let your family, let your friends know that you're looking for a job. Don't tell anybody at work that you're looking for a job, but still be looking for a job because I get that there's going to be a more compatible opportunity that comes in, and then that will give you guys the space and freedom for her to keep the job that she's at because that's bringing her in income, and then for you to move on to something that's greater. I feel like you're actually supposed to be designing some type of, I almost said divining. Yeah, designing some type of program or tech or something like that. So I don't know if you have any dreams or goals in that area, but that is something that you may create in the future. You may create your own business. And so if you've been thinking about doing that, this is the green light to get started while you're in, because I feel like there is like a ticking time bomb basically, and it's like the time is coming down to where you need to switch positions because you got somebody that's working against you basically, this manager. Yeah, you're going to be healing a lot of generational wounds that came before you when it comes to work. So I don't know if your family was ever immigrants, you know, your ancestors or whatever this is, but you know, this it's not a it's a manager that's got a problem with you. It's not a coworker. The coworkers actually like you. It's the manager that has got an issue with you. But by you getting a better job that pays better money, putting the word out there to the people around you, you know, not the ones at work, but to basically your family and stuff like that, you getting a better job, and I'm getting that it's going to happen probably within the next 3 to 6 months. You will find a better position that pays more, that's more stable, that maybe you'll be working like 4 10s, you know, like 4 days a week that are 10 hours. It's whatever this is, it's going to be better for you. And then there may be something that you could do where you get commission on top of regular pay. So it's going to be better, and it's going to open up your ability to actually connect with Erica and be able to actually date her without y'all getting in trouble. Because that's the one thing that I feel like would block this situation is you being tied to that job, right? And where if you look for a new job now and you leave on good terms, then you could have like a recommendation letter or something like that rather than leaving when, because this manager is trying to find a way to fire you. If they could just fire you because they don't like you, they would have done that, but they can't do that legally, and so they're trying to wait for you to slip up. So if you can, you know, avoid that trap by finding a new position, then you'll be able to transition and still use them as a reference. I mean, you really don't want anybody calling that manager because they're not going to say, they're not going to say good things about you because they're jealous of you. And the manager, you know, is very unprofessional. They want to sleep with Erica. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. They're acting a donkey. They're very unprofessional. Yeah, you've had multiple lifetimes with Erica. This is not the first time that you have been around her. So you being drawn to her again just shows me that you are following a pattern that your soul has created for you, basically. And there is something about her that is she's very inspirational, very uplifting, and she's like lighthearted, even though she can be very deep and emotional. This is the type of person that really takes things to heart. So you just have to be very careful with their emotions. And she's somebody that will put a lot of thought in behind how she cares for you. Okay. Very deeply connected to her intuition as well. So the same way that you can, yes, you're under the union. So if you weren't, this manager would have gotten you a long time ago. Good. I'm glad that you're under the union. Yeah, because this person wants to betray you. They want you to be blocked. It's crazy how people will try to compete when there's no competition, because Erica is not interested in the slightest in this manager. It's funny. You're being guided to basically ground your energy, do yoga, go for walks, and spend time outside. You know, when you're up under a psychic attack like this from this, and this person could, you know, your manager could be possessed. We cancel and rebuke him in the name of Jesus. We cancel and rebuke that energy. But yeah, you're just being guided to meditate and to basically, if you've put up any walls thinking that you need to keep situations out, now is the time to let those walls down, because Erica's not the type of person that would go around hurting you, like literally, not intentionally anyways. She's not the type of person that would cheat on somebody. She's really a very kind-hearted person, very soft, kind-hearted person. She is definitely special. She's an indigo child. You know, you could also be an indigo, rainbow, crystal, empathic child, psychic child, and magical child. You could have been born with a lot of abilities. This is how you're able to sense the energy, like without people having to tell you about it. Okay, so we're going to pull a card for the future energy on this situation. Interesting. I'm seeing the dark web, deep web, black market, hacking, computer crimes. I don't know if this is the area that you're going to develop a program in, but it feels like you may be creating something really important. So let me get some clarification on that. Yeah. You're going to be developing some type of software that's going to help people keep their identity safe, maybe keep their, however they move on the internet, safe. And you guys, look, this country life, city life, you may want to think, you know, especially when you get this new position, you may want to think about the area that you're living in. Is it the best area? Is it the best place for you to be? What is a good location? Especially if you're wanting to move in the direction of having a family, you want to live in a safe confirmation. You want to live in a safe area that's going to be able to offer you basically a safe environment. Just depends on what you like. If you're like a beach person, if you're a city person, you know, I feel like Erica is absolutely thrilled by you. Okay, I do feel good vibration coming from her. She's somebody that's been through some shit though. Like, so you may just need to be very careful with her heart, because I feel like she's been confirmation. She's been hurt quite a few times. So let's see here. What else comes out with the cards? Because I feel like you're about to get a wish granted, my friend. And it could be having love that's long lasting. This relationship may be a relationship that lasts a while. And if she was dating anybody, like, give the relationship time to form. Because again, if was dating anybody, she may be cutting that person off and literally starting a new relationship with you. This is why I would be looking for a new job ASAP, especially if you want to get serious with Erica and actually pursue a real relationship with her. Yeah, you're going to definitely want to do it with the best foot forward. And I think the best thing that you could do is get a position that, first of all, you deserve to be making more money than what you're making right now. And you have a bigger skill set. So I feel like you're going to be able to find a job that suits your needs and values your time, actually. Okay. So we're going to see what else comes out with the tarot. And then I'll let you guys go. Queen of Pentacles. So she is a Queen of Pentacles. She is financially secure. That is a very good thing. Starting a relationship. I truly believe that people who are bankrupt, broken should not be starting marriages and relationships with people. They should be getting their finances and their life in order before they start a relationship. You're dealing with somebody that loves to help other people, that's very kind and compassionate. I feel like your family's not going to have a hard time accepting this person, okay? I don't know what her relationship with her family is like, but I feel like your family is going to like her. And I feel like she's a very loyal person. So really, when it comes to, being true, you're dealing with somebody that's a very honest person. And this Eight of Pentacles is talking about work. So obviously this is talking about your job, but you may end up developing, like I said, some type of software or something else in the future to where you work with your hands or you work on creating something, basically a new business. So dealing with somebody that is dedicated to their work is a good idea. This Eight of Pentacles card basically says that hard work will be satisfying and successful, but there's no get rich quick scheme, basically. This is telling you to learn a new trade or profession. And she may have goals as well that are actually in alignment with what your goals are. Maybe she has a goal to begin a business or something like that. I don't know why I just saw somebody like does putting designs on purses, but she may have something that she's passionate about that she wants to do. I love that though. Three of Pentacles. You're going to have a group, a soul tribe of people that come together to support you. And I feel like part of this soul tribe will be your mother specifically is really going to like this person. Which it's always important to have family members that are supportive. This new relationship is going to leave somebody feeling very discontent and dissatisfied, okay? And this is kind of that manager energy, and it's the energy of that ex. Whoever was sending the psychic attack to her. This is why I say she's been through shit. She's like more spiritually aware and more intuitive than she even is aware of, if that makes sense. Yeah, the trauma and suffering that she experienced in the past, may leave her feeling scarred, but you could be that person that comes in to help her heal from that. You're also being called to heal your health, your mental, your physical, your emotional health, and to not carry any baggage from past relationships into this new one, because literally this new relationship is not going to be like the past. Like you've broken a cycle, basically. And this Erica is not like the people you've been with before, okay? She's also mentally mature, which is something that I think is super important. Yeah, somebody is going to have to walk away. Like for this relationship to work, you're going to have to walk away from this job. That's basically what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing that if this manager makes any attempts on Erica, he's going to have to walk away. I also see that as well, because she's not going to be down for that. This weird douchebag. Oh my God, that is so crazy. Like, how unprofessional is that? I also feel like you guys have been through similar experiences in life, which is going to make your connection much deeper. It's almost like, it feels like a twin flame relationship. Knight of Wands. Yeah, this is the manager's energy. It's a very fleeting energy that comes in. Very sexual person. Okay, let's just say. a total creepy weirdo. This person's going to have to walk away from trying to pursue her. So is this ex. I think that this ex of hers that tormented her life and was stalking her, this person is basically having to walk away from doing that as well. Yeah, because you're the emperor. You're showing up as the boss, basically. Even though this person is a manager, you're showing up as a boss. That just goes to show how much more maturity that you have, you know? Yeah, very unprofessional. But this, you know, very gross energy too from this person. Like you're dealing with somebody that likes to abuse their power. Okay, what else do we need to know? So you showing up the emperor, you know, I don't know if she's got children, but I do see children in her future. I do see children in your future. If that's something that you want, this may be a really good match genetically. Okay, you guys both have that crystal chosen child DNA within you. You're going to create magical children if that's what you decide to do. Yeah, this is going to leave you, this is going to leave this other person in the Five of Pentacles, this being casted away and that, like, basically you mastering. I really feel like this ex was trying to put Erica in a position to where she would have to go back to them. That is not going to happen. This Five of Pentacles energy does not belong to you. It belongs to this ex, this Knight of Wands person. The fact that you're coming in and, needless to say, saving the day, you're basically coming in and your energy is protecting her from this ex. And it's not even like you're doing anything, you know. It's $20 per question. Fortune Kettle. It's not even like you're doing anything to protect her, but the fact that you are present, it is protecting her. So yeah, this Five of Pentacles energy is definitely this ex of hers, this broke ass motherfucker that just wants to live off of her. By you coming in, this person does not stand a chance. Not one at all. And she knows that this loser is still attached to her, trying to, like, basically follow her into the future, and it's a big no. Six of Swords. I don't know if she's going through a lawsuit or if she had to get a restraining order against this person, but if she did, you know. Also, if you end up getting bullied by your manager, make sure you record every message sent and every message that, just record everything, okay, and document it. I feel like what could very well possibly happen if you turn this manager in for being inappropriate is they could get fired. And then they lose their job, they're going to lose everything. But again, they shouldn't have been acting a whole donkey. Yeah, somebody may come in to give you very wise advice. This person could be somebody from the union. Okay, good. Yeah, definitely document everything when it comes to communication with this weirdo. Because they do have it out for you, but they also have it out for a lot of other people that are in the business too. So, you know, they're basically a bad apple. Yeah, you have the power to transmute the energy in this situation. I also feel like you getting to spend more time with Erica would be the next step, okay? So what you should be doing is, well, I can't tell you what to do, but if I were in your position, I would be documenting everything that goes on at work and everything that you notice about this weird manager. And then, especially when it comes to favoritism and stuff like that, and then putting the word out there that you are looking for another job, not at work, but put it out there on the internet, okay? Because you will get contacted by somebody, or telling your family, telling your friends, okay, that you are, you know, actively looking for another thing to do. And then in the meantime, whatever this idea that is going to spring forth from within you, take action on it, because it's going to lead you to success. I feel like you could be developing some type of software. I keep hearing program, because this Page of Swords is a spy energy. You know, somebody's definitely watching. It feels like they're watching through the internet though. Okay, what else do we need to know, Holy Spirit? Yeah, you basically are going to be dealing with some other people that are competing for Erica. But out of everybody that she's been talking to, you are the highest compatible person for her. Ace of Pentacles. This new idea that you come up with, whatever it is, like this genius idea that you come up with, will bring in an Ace of Pentacles, and it will be able to stop people from gang stalking and harassing other people online. Especially when it comes to the dark web, you're going to develop something. Or maybe you're going to work for a company that works with a software, something like that. But it's going to make a lot more money than what you're making now. Because this King of Pentacles is your energy. So is the Emperor. Both of these people are bosses. And you coming in, basically switching things up, it's putting this other person up under judgment, this manager of yours. Like, they should not have tried to play with you and your energy. And they shouldn't have been playing in your face either. Okay, let's get two more. Page of Wands. Literally, I see children in the future. Okay. Very bright, very intelligent children. Yes. Top three. Like literally, you're the most compatible out of everybody that she's ever dated. So I have really good faith. Yeah. You know, whoever is trying to bring an end to this union, it's not just this one. It's any union that she would get into. Okay. Somebody was trying to, and what does it mean when your nose itches? My nose just started itching. I think it means the information's right in front of you, basically. I would follow the path that you're on. Okay, my name on PayPal is Enlightened Journeys. And I apologize because I am not in my regular setup, so I don't have my my ability. Usually I put all of the stuff in the chat, but I don't have the ability to do that on this. But you can always send a super chat or a Cash App. And hopefully those links are in the description box below and that they work. The Eight of, yeah, so you're basically at a crossroads where you just need to make a decision, okay, moving forward, what you want to do. If you want to pursue this relationship, I would suggest finding another job and allowing her to keep this job that she's in for however long, you know. By you finding something that better suits your needs, it's going to open up for you guys to be able to spend time together. Does that make sense? And this, you are dealing with somebody that's a high priestess. She's an extremely intuitive person. So she's going to pick up on any secrets that you have. She'll pick up on that. So just be really open with this person, because I do feel like you can be open and honest with her. She's not a very judgmental person. So you're dealing with somebody that's level-headed. And me seeing the high priestess card just shows me that you need to use your intuition when it comes to this next job and what you choose to do. You know, looking into the benefits that come with it, and then the time, because you're not getting paid enough for what you can do. You're not getting paid enough right now. So that is my advice for you. Okay. So let's see, as we finish up the other reading, if anything else comes through. And I will wait and see if that super chat comes through, fortune cattle, or if you end up finding the PayPal or Cash App. So I feel like you guys are in a really good position to make a positive choice when it comes to your destiny, when it comes to your energy, when it comes to your life. I feel like you guys are in a better position now than you were, you know, a month ago, a year ago. I also feel like you guys are, oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I also feel like you guys are expanding your consciousness and you're tapping into your higher self. You're becoming more like God. You guys could be cleaning up areas. You could be cleaning up, and go ahead and ask your question whenever you're ready. You could be literally just cleaning up your body by eating healthier foods. You guys could be drinking more water. I suggest that you take optimum care of your body at this time, because what we put into our body, why they put so much poison and preservatives and stuff in our food, is so that basically it shuts down our spiritual abilities. That's why Jesus fasted so much. And because when you stop, it's not just, when you go on a fast, you're not just stopping, the intake of what you're digesting physically with food, but you're stopping mentally what you're digesting, which means whatever you're consuming, right? And that could be like too much social media. It could be literally anything. Okay? That and sometimes we will overdo things, you know what I mean? Sometimes that does happen. But you'll always be told, like, that's why paying attention to your chakras. If you start to feel nauseated, ask yourself, what level is my solar plexus chakra at? What was I just thinking? Knowing that it all comes back to your thoughts and your beliefs is going to make it easier to shift your reality, because when you can release those beliefs, it doesn't tether you to that experience that held those beliefs in place. Does that make sense? Okay, well, Jay and I level up in our romantic relationship soon. All right. Okay, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so, oh, you're very welcome. I hope that helped you, Mingo. I hope that helped you. Okay, so fortune cattle, let's look at that. So immediately what I got was, what's your definition of level up? Are you thinking moving towards engagement, or are you thinking moving towards moving in together? That would be my 2 questions, but we're going to see what the cards say. Because yes, I did, when I asked, I did get, yes, there will be a level up. My second question would be, how soon is soon to you? Does 6 months feel soon to you? Because that's kind of what I'm feeling like how it's going to develop will be unfolding in the next 6 months. What I'm being told to tell you is not to expect whatever however you think relationships are supposed to go. Your relationship, commitment. Your relationship with Jay is going to be a little bit different because of the nature of being a twin flame coupling. Okay, so twin flames are the strongest relationship that we can have with another living being. It's way stronger than a relationship with mother and child. It goes way beyond that, because what twin flames are, it basically means that in another lifetime, you and Jay's consciousness were in one body. Yes, definitely twin flames. Yeah. So you guys were in one body, living a life together as one being, right? And so now you're separate and you're coming back together. And so what's happening is you guys are being forced to look at the same issues. It's like you guys are having the same issues at the same time, but you're having to look at the issue from another angle, basically. So let's say that it's a self-worth issue, right? Both of you guys are going through different ends of the same issue is what I'm trying to say. And so when twin flames come together, it's the fastest moving spiritually relationship because you're forced to focus and work on the issues that are right there at hand. And it can be kind of hard sometimes because both of you guys are going through the same thing. But at the same time, it's doubly rewarding because once you overcome those issues, you basically heal and you become stronger. And so I feel like there is, you know, this, when I look at compatibility, this is a high compatible relationship. The sex is high compatible, but I get for some reason that Jay is afraid of commitment. So I don't know what his past has been like with that, you know, what their past has been like, but maybe this person's been really hurt before. Maybe they were betrayed. Look, this relationship is protected. It really is. Interesting. I also feel like you guys are going to persevere through any challenges that come your way. And I feel like there is a third party that's trying to get in between or keep you guys from making a decision. Okay, he likes to fool around with other women. He was divorced. So that's what it is. Okay. So what I would do is ask him what his life number, well, you know what his name is, so you could figure out what his life path is. And then I would look at what your life path is. Yeah, she's a young gal and drama. Yeah. So he's basically going through it's like being distracted, basically. You know, he has a real authentic connection that's deep with you, but then this connection with this other person, that's the third party that I was picking up on. That's they're not compatible. This younger person really is a pain in the ass. Yes, I wish that he would get rid of her too, but she, you know, she's doing something weird with, I don't want to know. I'm going to find out. She is married. Of course. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. That's the situation that needs to stop because, you know, this woman that he is dealing with on the side does not care if her husband pulls a gun on him. And I'm not even joking. Yeah, she's pushy and needy. Yeah, literally. And has BPD. I don't know what BPD is. Oh, bipolar disorder. Is that what that is? So she's also doing something with magic. There's something very manipulative going on here. I think you could sense that there was a weird energy. You just didn't know what it was because I don't think that you've ever been up under witchcraft, but he absolutely 100% is up under witchcraft. In fact, this woman has put her own husband up under witchcraft and she's put him up under witchcraft. So I feel very much a danger when it comes to this situation because eventually this husband is going to find out that she is messing around if he doesn't already know. And that could be a problem for his, I mean, you need to warn this man, literally. Your union is being protected, but if he continues to engage, and I don't want to say that it's a sin, but messing around with people that are married is not a good idea. It's dangerous. Yes, we're years and years of witchcraft. It's just dangerous. So basically, I think God has sent you into this person's life so that you could break this pattern of him being trapped, connected to this witch. Like, I'm not even joking. That's literally what I get. And he has the opportunity. See, why I'm not like coming down hard on him at all is because he's up under magic. Her husband is gay. Well, that makes even more sense, actually. Wow. 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 Okay, sorry about that. Queen of Wands. So this other person is showing up as a witch. Whenever you see the Queen of Wands card come out, you see that cat right there? That is somebody that's a witch. Somebody that, you know, is attractive. Yeah, her baby daddy might be a problem. Okay, so there's more. Yeah. Well, you know what? This is the type of person that puts anybody that they get with under witchcraft. So, yeah, that actually may be a problem as well. And I do get that she still sleeps with the baby daddy. So, I think the best thing that could happen would be you to get this man. She turned him out to be gay. Is for you to get this man away from this crazy lady. She stalked you on Facebook. Yeah, she's most likely tried to do something to break up this soul contract that God has for you guys. This woman wants this divine twin flame relationship that you have to be hers desperately. She desperately wants that. Ridiculous. You cannot steal a fucking soul contract that comes from God. Like, point blank, period. You just can't. It's not possible. And so this, she's about to find out in the worst way that literally this type of shit can turn out bad. Yeah, because he's showing up as the emperor, which I know he's not old, but like the emperor is somebody that's mastered their emotions. This Queen of Wands, this crazy weird lady that we're talking about, that's obsessed with him. The thing is like she tried to do the magic on him, but it seems like it's working on her. She's more obsessed with him than anything. She's obsessed with all these men. She wants total domination and control over them. But, you know, he's somebody that's mastered his own, you know, you're bringing in money and that might bring him into the partnership. Okay, yeah, money is a good motivator, but it's not the totality. I need you to start praying for this man, because for him to be up under this type of magic, it's almost like she's trying to steal a soul. This woman's trying to steal a soul contract that's meant for you. This Two of Cups that's meant for you two. She's trying to steal that, and it's actually not possible to do that. So asking for divine intervention is going to be the most important thing. And then also, you need to cancel and rebuke this person. I rebuke them in the name of Jesus. I rebuke their witchcraft and I report them to God. I would start praying Psalm 91 for Jay. I would literally do it every day because, you know, I know it's like to be up under witchcraft and it's almost impossible to be in control of yourself. And so you've got somebody that's trying to compete with you, majorly trying to compete with you for him. Yeah, start praying for this person. Pray that he wakes up and sees the light, and pray that, you know, he wakes up and sees what's going on. Because tell this, he needs to not eat any of her food or drink anything that comes from her. I'm not joking. She has already dosed him with some type of witchcraft. So she's having bad luck, though. Like, this woman is not, she's not doing well. She may look like that on the outside, but no, her life is chaotic. It's a big fucking mess. She doesn't cook. Okay, good. Well, whatever she did, she put something in his food. So just with you praying Psalm 91 and canceling and rebuking this person and their competition, because again, the magician is what just came out as we're talking about this. Literally, she doesn't have to be a cook to have ordered him something and put something in it. So I would just literally be praying Psalm 91, asking God to show you if there's anything that you need to do to help him get into alignment, because I do feel like you are obviously the better match. Not only that, you guys would have a good future together. And you love to cook. Literally, I love that you guys love to cook. Okay? Now, as far as money being the thing, that I really feel like once he becomes unensnared with this other person, it's because you're going to show up as the Empress. I am fairly certain that you're going to show up as the Empress. You're higher ranking in the spirit. This woman has no authority. You're dealing with somebody that feels completely powerless to their own situation. This is why they use and abuse witchcraft, okay? Because they feel they have to force people's free will and force them to love her. Like this woman has to force people. She can't just like be a normal person and go around and get love like everybody else. She actually has to force it. And so that is coming from a desperate space, and you do not operate from that desperation. This is why, like, even though this person has tried to do witchcraft on you to keep you away from him, you're still protected. You're protected from it. Like, it has blocked you guys from coming together and making a solid union, but it has not kept you guys fully away from each other. This woman is about to experience a loss that is unavoidable, okay? Because of this magic that's backfiring. I don't know what she does for a job, but it feels like maybe she doesn't even have a job. Maybe this is why she's going to have an overabundance of problems, okay? This is what I'm literally seeing for the future. While your money continues to go up, her money is going to continue to go down. And even though she has a husband that provides for her, I'm literally picking up that this woman, whoever they are, they have got this condition that they have, not through a natural method. She's in school. This person got this condition from playing around with demonic shit. Like, that's how she went crazy. It's not like her family is crazy and it's genetic. That's not what I'm picking up. I'm getting that this person has done too much. And this is why love magic is the dangerous, probably most evil manipulative shit that you can do when it comes to witchcraft. Hexing and cursing somebody is just as equally as bad as messing with someone's free will. It will always backfire. It's only a matter of time. And what I see here is that she's not going to be able to pay off her student loans. She's not going to be able to get a job. Her energy is off. I don't know if she's abusing substances, but this person is very unstable. Oh, what did I say about you coming out as the Empress? I was like, I am almost 100% certain that you were going to show up as the Empress here. See, you coming into Jay's life, you really are going to be the saving grace. Because he doesn't need to be attached to the psychic vampire any longer, literally. I know that because she's got some weird succubus energy, which is like some sex demon shit going on. You know, he's just unaware of it. She's on medication, yeah. But she takes substances that are not medication as well. That's what I'm literally picking up on. This person might want to be careful because they've got a lot of secrets that they don't want exposed. Like, this woman has a lot of secrets that they don't want exposed. Look, you have a natural inheritance that comes from God. You're very gifted. You're going to be able to sniff out what exactly the type of, like, it was like a breakup separation spell that was done. We cancel and rebuke that. Because look, the twin flame card, the lovers just came out. This is part of your destiny to be with this person. And I think that you know that. That's why you've held on to this person and not walked away. Because you could have walked away from Jay at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, you could have walked away at any time. But it is part of your destiny to fulfill a soul contract. And this woman has abused her free will to get in the way of that. And if Jay's not careful, she's going to, just like she drains every other man of everything they have, you know, it's only a matter of time before she does the same thing to him. So whatever she's attached, we cancel and rebuke it. Yeah, she's going to have to walk away from trying to do this magic on you specifically and on the relationship. That is no joke. Look, she's trying to get a new beginning off of causing suffering for you, and this is going to backfire for her. The Two of Wands came out in the reverse. It says a good beginning turns against her. Basically, bad luck. Her dream is doomed. It's lost in a crowded marketplace, or marketplacers will not well received. Ideas were not original enough, or the timing was off. Bad initial planning was to blame. This person's plan from the beginning was fucked up and stupid, and it was bad because it goes against the free will of another living being. Okay, anytime you try to mess with free will, it's always going to backfire. Always. That's just the way that the universe works. You're about to get a wish fulfilled, and I do feel like once this is all broken off of him, he's going to be able to think clearly. He can't think clearly right now. Like, when I'm looking at Jay's chakras, his root chakra and sacral chakra, the two bottom chakras, are completely blown out, which means that he's not feeling safe. And not only that, he's not feeling safe in his relationships. And that's not a good thing. And it's because, on some level, he may be aware of the magic that he's been put up under. Temperance. Look at Archangel Michael coming in to balance things out. I don't know what his zodiac sign is, but Sagittarius energy puts off a very good vibration. I feel like Jay is somebody that will set a goal and then they'll actually achieve that goal. But as long as he's attached to this, you know, I don't know what to call her, witch, Queen of Wands, basically. As long as he's attached to her, he's going to be drained out. And that's why he's been feeling the way he's been feeling. You, my dear, are High Priestess. Okay, you were born, even though you're the Empress is all of the female cards. Scorpio, interesting. He had prostate cancer. Okay, so that makes sense. What's going on with the sacral has to do with the reproduction system. And then the root chakra has to do with the root to everything. So you, my Empress, okay, the Empress is all of the female cards in one, basically. So you're highly ranked and respected in the spiritual world. Whether you are you a Virgo? Are you a Virgo? Because you have a very innocent energy. You may want to see where Virgo's at in your chart. So look, this High Priestess energy is your energy. You're going to be able to sniff out what this person is doing, what this Queen of Wands is doing. You know, she's trying to send some type of hex work through the internet, which is an abuse of technology. So we cancel and rebuke that. I would definitely be praying for him to have an awakening and be praying for yourself. Call your energy. She is a Sagittarius. Interesting. I would be calling your energy and your power back to you, okay? When it comes to this person in this situation. Yeah, because this vision that you have for the future, it will come to fruition. You're going to get intuitive information on what the next step is to do. And, you know, let me just ask now if what Jay is going to do. With now that we have seen what we need to see here, that somebody is using witchcraft to compete with for somebody, let's see what's the outcome is going to be. Holy Spirit, can you show us what the outcome is going to be of this situation? Okay, well, this Queen of Wands is going to be, their mental health is going to continue to decline. Because again, love magic is not something you can just do one time. It's a type of magic that you have to continually do forever. Because once it wears off, that person will wake up and realize that they don't want to be with the other person. Does that make sense? So it's something that they have to continuously do. And this Queen of Wands is being financially drained. Well, they are financially draining, but what Spirit is going to do is basically put this person in a position to where they can't make payments to a root worker, to where they can't go get this work done. She does look old for her age, which is a side effect of this magic. Yeah, literally, you're going to be the Queen of Pentacles, the pillar of stability in Jay's life. This woman is a pillar of instability. And I also feel like this Queen of Wands has tried to destiny swipe with you, and this has pissed your ancestors off. Like, legitimately pissed them off. They're not playing when it comes to this person because they're a past life enemy for you. And this Queen of Wands has been trying to do spells. I don't know if you've been picking up on the glamour magic, but she's been trying to do spells like to steal your beauty. Like, what the fuck? Just to let you know, it's not possible to steal somebody's beauty. King of Cups. So this is Jay's energy. He's actually very balanced between head and heart, but he's got a lot of issues from the past that he needs to work through, okay? You know, he may not want to get married again because of how hard it was to get out of the marriage, but I do feel like eventually that wound will heal. Yes, glamour, you've been picking up on it. Yeah, I feel like that wound will eventually heal. It may take about 6 months or so before he wants to actually enter into a commitment, but he's got to make a decision for his own health, literally, whether to, you know, continue. It's just dangerous to sleep with a married person that's obviously sleeping with other people. It's dangerous. Yeah, because you know, he may end up getting blocked if he continues to engage with her, you know, literally. You put a white light of protection around you. Good. Yeah. Pray. Ask God to do a divine intervention. And, you know, this weird Queen of Wands lady could be the catalyst to put Jay through an awakening. And that would be the best outcome of this situation, for him to awaken to who he is spiritually, so that he can get into alignment for his assignment. Because whatever he's doing now is like, he's basically wasting time. The more time he wastes with this Queen of Wands, the more time and energy that he wastes, the more that his life is going to go downhill. So the best thing, the most wise thing for him to do would be to cut this woman off, and to pray and to ask God to show him a sign. Yeah, because when he cuts her off, she is going to be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. This is like a funeral. Would be the end of a battle. She does worry you because she's a stalker. She is a psycho. And like I said, the witchcraft that she did, it's working a little bit on him, but it's working on her the most. You know, she wanted to know where you lived from a friend of yours. Oh, hell to the fuck no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, if you ever see that person around your property, call the police on them. Tell them that they cannot be there. Yeah, let's get a timing. So these are the cards that just came out in the reverse. So you're dealing with somebody that's in the Seven of Pentacles or in the Seven of Cups in the reverse, which means that they're stuck in their shadow side. Okay, you're dealing with somebody that cannot balance their own darkness. They're disappointed over relationships that do not work. Obviously, this person's got a baby daddy and a husband and all this other drama, and she's sleeping with more than just those two people, okay? And Jay, she's like got a list of people. She's like one of those people that if she were to give birth to a child, she would have to call in like 10 different dudes on whatever, what was it, the Maury show, to find out who the daddy was. That's the type of energy that I'm getting. So this is basically talking about she's deceiving herself. It says possible bad decisions, consider moves carefully, take initiative, follow up, action is necessary for a positive outcome. I don't see a positive outcome for her in this situation. Then we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, which is, you know, whatever child she's created with whoever she's created with. This child is going to bring in more obstacles than anything else. This Nine of Wands in the reverse is showing me that it doesn't matter how hard she tries, she's not going to be able to use magic to achieve what she wants. It says that she will be exhausted from trying to accomplish something. It will be impossible to achieve what you want, simply not meant to be, and no amount of effort or determination will change that. This person's going to have to settle for their second or third choice. Then when it comes to work, this person is not going to be able to get a job. I do get that they're going to be in the mental institution, especially with all of this extra shit that they're doing on the side. It says dishonesty in business. Their reputation as well as long-term goals are in jeopardy, obviously. Lack of insight into problems affects their judgment. They're extremely short-sighted, look to the future, careless spending. This person spends a lot of money without contributing anything. So this is why when I said you're going to be a pillar of stability for this person. Let's see if we can get a time frame. I mean, I felt 6 months, but you know, with prayer, let's take into consideration God, Holy Spirit with prayer happening, saying that you pray once or twice a day for Jay, and I pray for that as well. Queen of Cups. Yeah, you're going to be seen as the hero. Just know that. This Queen of Wands doesn't have the emotional capability to care for Jay in an emotional way. Does that make sense? Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if she gets pregnant again. Yeah. And again, this child may come out with some type of defect or issue. That's what I was literally getting, that she's going to be consumed with problems. It's almost like God's going to allow this person to get their karma and you're going to witness it. King of Pentacles. So this is just showing me that, you know, if Jay walks away, and I keep hearing 6 months. Let me go ask the other psychic that I work with really quick about the time frame to see if there's anything that can be done to shift that. I will be right back. So my client's dealing with somebody that's ugly. So they're actually, my client's actually the twin flame to this person. Like he's still messing around with the married woman that put him up under spell for. And so I get that, and he's divorced, so he doesn't like want to get remarried right away. But I get that he would be more, 6 months something would change. I'm wondering if prayer could affect it to where he would make a change soon. Because I think he's about to go through a spiritual awakening. With prayer and help, like, because nobody's praying. And so there hasn't been divine intervention because he's going through the spiritual.
Prayer on her and for him.
Yeah, she started to pray.
What's more important is why is being drawn into her. So
Okay.
it would be more, that's more of a question. Why is this being drawn in?
Oh, okay, I get it.
What's within her that's drawing this situation in? Because yeah, it does seem like he's, like everything you said. But it can happen faster
It could happen faster.
if it's not prayer, it's going within and looking at what could be the reason that this type of situation is coming in that's top line.
Okay.
She do it
It has
to
to-
herself without her.
Yeah, it has to do with like commitment. Okay. Okay, cool. Then that's what I'll tell her and she can resolve that and it'll be better than 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So good news. What I was being told basically all comes back down to you. Let me go close that door. It basically comes back down to you and why this situation was being pulled into your reality. What we were getting is that basically, yes, 6 months it will shift and things will change. However, it could happen sooner if you resolve the issue within yourself that has to do with commitment. It could be a fear of somebody not committing to you. It could be a fear of being cheated on, whatever the issue is that's going on within you. If you were to resolve that, then you guys could get together sooner than 6 months. But I do feel like, Jay is going through a spiritual awakening right now, and he has to go through that spiritual awakening, to get into alignment for his assignment. And then for you, you have to heal what's going on within you, a fear of abandonment, a fear of not being committed to, and maybe a fear of even being left for somebody else. And then the other thing that needs to be healed is why you drew in this Queen of Wands person who's been attacking you basically with witchcraft. And so that's, so there's the issue with Jay, and then the issue with third party people basically that needs to be healed. So if you go within and you heal that, it's going to definitely, that is the number one way that we shift our realities, is by healing ourselves and going within. And so, yeah, working through that issue is going to definitely speed up the process. So, with that being said, we just call forward any thoughts and beliefs that you have, past, present, and future, about this situation, about being committed to, about somebody wanting to settle down, about marriage in itself, about relationships. And we're just calling these beliefs forward. Again, you don't have to know what they all are to release them. And we're saying, does it serve us to hold on to any beliefs? No, it really doesn't. The mind only holds on to beliefs because it thinks it needs to. Yeah, fear of not being good enough. That's ding, ding, ding. That's it. I just got chills. That is exactly it. You are good enough. Yes, trust for sure. You know you're good enough. So all of those beliefs, we're calling them forward, subconscious and conscious, and then we're asking the mind, does it help? Is it helping us to have these beliefs? No, it's not. Okay, so now those beliefs can release. So with those beliefs being gone, the situation's going to shift very quickly. I suggest that you get the book The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. It's the book that I use for everything, basically. What it does is it teaches you how to do the mind techniques so that you can select the beliefs that are not serving you and then question the mind and then release those beliefs. And then it has a lot of other intuitive, basically practices so you can get yes and no answers from spirit and everything like that. You know what? You are a beautiful soul, Fortune Cattle. You've got great energy. You're a very good person. You literally would not do any harm to anybody, and you could have struck back at this weird bitch many times. But the fact that you didn't, I'm so proud of you. This is why vengeance is mine, so saith the Lord. Allow the universe to handle it, but you take care of the personal issues that you having going on within, feeling like you're not enough, because that's such a delusion. You're totally enough. You've always been enough. You're beautiful, you're attractive, you're introverted and outgoing, and you've got a great personality, and you are somebody that is a carer. You care for other people. You're a caregiver, basically. You will help Jay advance spiritually, and you're extremely intuitive. You're showing up very highly ranked. The spiritual realm respects you and will listen to you when you ask. So you did cause a ruckus when you caught them at the bar, though. Well, you know what? Whatever you did to defend yourself at the time, it wasn't too much. Sometimes you have to show people that you are not the one, the two, the three, or the four. And you basically warned this woman to stay the fuck out of your energy. You probably said something to her. You warned her. And so anything she does from this point on, she's going to have to answer to your ancestors. And where she doesn't have any ancestral protection, she might want to be mindful about the next thing that she does, because it's going to affect her very negatively. Yeah, like Queen of Swords, you definitely used your tongue to cut this person off. And literally, if they show up around your house, like, because with you resolving this issue and with you healing from this old wound, literally, this person's not going to be able to play games. They may try to play games with you, cancel and rebuke them, and send their energy back to them, literally. And like going within and healing, calling forth the beliefs is super important, and then releasing those beliefs, and then allowing yourself that little bit of time and space to just heal and know that the situation can shift for the better. Okay, there was external manipulation going on. Yeah, the King of Swords. See, you get into the Queen of Swords energy, and Jay's going to follow suit. I feel like you're going to be the leader in the relationship, literally, even though he's the man. So also, this person's got a lot of bad karma coming their way, and literally your protection is going to slap this person upside the face. Yeah, look, you have 3 of Cups, abundance coming in, popularity, celebrations. Okay, so just know that with you healing the issue within yourself of why you drew this witch in, this Queen of Wands witch, and then, she's helping you to go through a spiritual awakening. So you can actually be thankful for the experience, because it's helping you to awaken to who you are in the spirit It's also helping him awaken to who he is. And, you know, he's going to all of a sudden wake up with all of this witchcraft gone and realize that he's been acting a fool, doesn't want to be with her. And it's just the time frame on that just depends on how quickly you heal from what you have gone through in the past, from people making you feel like you weren't enough. Yeah, big money coming in. Yeah, you're creating a huge business model. Awesome. In the cattle industry. Good for you. That is awesome. Yeah, that is awesome, you know. You're going to be able to actually offer something that this other woman cannot offer. She can't marry Jay. She can't offer, you know, a family. She really is a drain. She's like literally a psychic vampire. Yeah. She's going to be in the 10 of swords real soon here. And when this person acts all victimized and stuff like that, just ignore them because they're going to this like when Jay decides to cut this person off, you know, she's going to freaking get really psychotic and crazy, okay? Bunny boiler. She's going to be really psychotic and crazy. She's probably going to try to stalk you and try to interrupt your home life and try to mess with your business. Continue to just cancel and rebuke her and literally, you know, return her I would call back your power and your energy and say, God, if anything was sent to me or to Jay, please return it back to the sender, because she's going to become more obsessed with him while he gets more repulsed by her. That's how this witchcraft is going to backfire. And the thing is that you guys, between the two of you, you've never needed any booster or any type of magic to like make the magic and the passion in the relationship. You've never needed that. That stuff has already been there naturally. That's what is showing it's such a good match. This person's going to feel like a fool in the future. They're going to basically destroy their own destiny and their own fate by trying to derail you and by trying to keep Jay away from his. Okay. So yeah, so 6 months is if you don't resolve it within yourself, 6 months he'll be making a change. But the faster that yes, you guys are very passionate. The faster that you resolve the feeling of not being wanted, not being loved, not being enough, all of that is a delusion. And it's just a delusion that was basically projected on you since you were young, since the first relationship you had. You were dealing with narcissists in the past. Jay is not necessarily a narcissist. I don't get that energy from him. I do get that he's very empathic, but, you know, he's been under the manipulation of lust, basically. Yeah, your relationship and bond with him is much stronger than the one that they have together. So she was really dumb because you're a much stronger person. Yeah, with your mother. Yeah, you're a much stronger person. Just know that when he cuts her off, she is going to be spying on y'all through the internet. Jay is controlling but getting better. Yeah. I feel like he's going to be a lot less controlling when he's not up under this witchcraft. 8 of Pentacles. Look, this is talking about how strong you are with your finances and how good this business is going to do. So yeah, that's going to be my best advice. Cleanse your energy, cleanse your space, okay? Burn sage, Palo Santo, okay? If you can't burn sage or Palo Santo, think about getting a sage or Palo Santo spray. Take a spiritual bath, okay? You can pray over the water, bless the water, pray over the salt. You know, you can use different herbs like mugwort, or you could, if you've got peppermint tea, peppermint is a great banishing, peppermint and rosemary, boil a pot of that, throw it into the bath water, okay, take a bath. You basically want to get this energy off of you that she sent. You can also do an egg cleanse. That would also work. And then, you know, Jay probably doesn't know anything about cleansing his energy because he's not aware like that, but you know, you could, in the future, you can basically teach him how to cleanse his energy, how to take a spiritual bath, how to ground his energy, all of that. Because what this person's going to do is she's going to act a straight up donkey. Good. Yes. Okay. Where you live now, but you can also take a spiritual shower. Okay. If you've got a favorite body wash, add pink Himalayan salt to it. Okay. and bless that. And then you can use that body wash and just wash everything from the top all the way down. When you rinse, if you can boil some peppermint tea, drink the peppermint tea, or you could take a little bit of it and sprinkle it on you. Okay, that will, and then let yourself air dry. That will definitely get this devil energy basically off of you. So, and pray. Praying is really important. But then the most important thing is resolving the issues within yourself that drew in this situation. When you do that, the situation's going to resolve itself. And he is going to be, you have to forgive anything that he's done up to now because he's been up under witchcraft. And it's, for me, when I was up under witchcraft for years, it was impossible for me to make a different choice than what I was making because of the witchcraft. So, don't hold him accountable for what he's done. But when this energy is all broken off and things move forward in a positive way, things will be much better and they'll be easier. Yeah, you're going to be leaving this woman in the Four of Cups, very dissatisfied and bored. And she's going to be given a lot of problems that she's not going to be able to overcome. So just know that the universe is going to find a way to balance the situation. All right? Okay, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. Sorry it was so long, but I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. You guys are doing the right thing. You're asking questions and you're getting the answers. So continue to do your cleansing regimens, continue to pray, continue to tap in and ask yourself how you're feeling. Ask yourself where your chakras are at, okay? I love you guys. Peace be with you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all in the next reading. Bye. You're welcome. Oh, I'm so glad that it was worth the money. I will see you guys again soon, okay? Have a wonderful day, you guys. God bless you. Bye.